going to look at Kahoot and model Kahoot, you are welcome to use Bookit or Gimkit or anything like that to meet this assignment. I know some people prefer those over Kahoot. I'm a little long in the tooth now, and I've been out of the classroom for 7, 8 years. I use Kahoot a lot. It's even changed and gotten more advanced since I was using it. It was very bare bones. Sometimes I think it was better then, but I don't want to sound like old man yelling at clouds either. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up Kahoot. I left the screen on here. You can still use if you go to Kahoot, you can use your Google login and get an account. When you log into Kahoot, if this screen pops up, the Access and Kahoot one, you are not required to pay for anything. All you have to do is hit this X. It's gotten a little better. They used to kind of have it where it was almost blended in. Don't pay for anything. I get every time we do Kahoot, someone has they send me an email. I don't want to pay for it. You don't have to pay for it. Trust me, you're good. Just hit this and you're out. Um, so if got your free Kahoot, you can do a lot of things. I will say this Kahoot now has all these things like where you can, of course, like Nearpod, download reports. I'm not going to try to pull up anyone's names, but as you can see, I've been using actually Kahoot in my methods class right now because we've been doing some reviews for the Praxis content tests and social studies. So you can see we usually have 8, and it also allows me to take my attendance. I can download reports and kind of pinpoint where they're kind of struggling a little bit. As you can see, there's channels, there's groups, a few things with Kahoot. This is something I would tell you with Kahoot, and I would also tell you with anything, especially sites like Teachers Pay Teachers. If you're using someone else's Kahoot or work, please check it. Make sure that there's no typos, that the information is correct. I know I've seen student teachers, and sometimes if I'm in a rush and I've picked a Kahoot and it's one someone else's does, and you find out there's wrong answers. So if you're going to use someone else's thing in the classroom, make sure you check and make sure that has the right information. Actually, I use these last 2 were other ones that people made, and I went through. They were good. I did the Kahoot first, and that's good practice in anything. So with that being said, and you can look for them, they're the library. As you can see, I have a lot of Kahoots. I've used it a lot over the years. When I did History Bowl and Golden Horseshoe Prep and things like that, I used to send it out. But when you're on your home page, you can just sit right here. You can hit create, just hit create Kahoot. And you're going to want a blank canvas. You can do an AI generated one. I would love for you to just do the blank canvas today, just to kind of get a feel for it. And as you can see, you can start just typing questions. So for me, I'm just going to do something like I'm sitting in my office, presidents. We'll do presidents. Okay. Who was the 16th president? And type it in. President. And you can do Washington. You can do Lincoln, who is the correct answer. So we're going to click right there. You can do TR, and you can do, let's do FDR. You can pick an image if you'd like. I think I just misspelled Lincoln. Just misspelled Lincoln. Oh. Whoops, still misspelled Lincoln. Wow. There we go. We'll just pick that. And some people like to put things on there to help the students. I was never one. I didn't want them to. The picture sometimes was a dead giveaway. But as you can see, that's my first question. You can also go over here and pick the type. You can do quiz, you can do true, false, things like that. I did quiz, but let's do another one. I'm going to add another slide, hit add. You can pick the type. I am going to do true, false. Let's do JFK was assassinated. That's a kind of a dark one, and that is true. And we'll put JFK. And as you can see, you can set time. A couple of things with that as I'm kind of making this that just hits me as I'm doing it, my experience. I don't think I would do, unless it's a really hard question, any more than 20 seconds, because that takes a while. Also, when I did Kahoots, I would recommend this for any of these games, Bookit, Gimkit, anything that you're doing in class. I mean, if they're doing on their own, it's one thing where you can set the private settings, but if you're doing a group one, please make sure you have a set of expectations and rules when you're doing these. Kahoot, for some reason, it seems like I've observed it. I've seen it when I taught. brings out a competitive nature sometimes in people. I don't know, maybe it's gotten a little more since it's been around a while, but you still the goal of the Kahoot is still to reinforce learning and to assess what students kind of know, and to review and things like that. I used to have the rule where they had to cheer quietly after a question, because if not, everyone will be all crazy talking to each other, and then it takes like 3 or 4 minutes to almost get to the next question, and it slows you down. So I had kind of firm rules with my Kahoots. I didn't have it kind of off the rails, so to speak. I also made students always use their real names, or if we were doing something like West Virginia facts, maybe something related to West Virginia. But I like names because when I pull up the reports, I could see who might not be understanding things. That's just me. It was a nice way to kind of get a feel for that. But yeah, definitely have some rules related to your Kahoot, because if not, it never fails. An administrator is going to walk into your classroom and going to be like, what is going on here? Have fun. Just make sure it's controlled fun, so to speak. So just a suggestion, just a suggestion. And as you can see, you're just going to click and you can keep clicking on there, different ones. I mostly use these, but who was the New Deal president? Also, another thing, I think it's very important to make sure that the grammar is always right on these. I know that sounds silly, and not that you wouldn't, but sometimes it's just good to model that stuff. So if I ever catch typos, they happen, but I do go back and always fix mine when I have to. And as you can see, there's like an FDR. Sometimes you can do, I'm a little more of a GIF guy, but and then you can do FDR, PR, LBJ, JFK. So you're just going to do that. And you can pick more than one for some things. You can see different answers, multiple select answers. But after you do all that, you can add more answers to if you want. But after you do, you're going to do 10 questions, I guess is what I'm trying to spit out here. You're going to pick 10 questions. You're going to hit save. Title, review for Priz. And I'm done. As you can see here. And then all you have to do, you can do one of two things. You can either share with the link, just copy right there, or you can screenshot them. That's also fine. And you should be able to download this. I thought maybe not. I get a little backed up here. Share, 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 share. No, just send me the link. That's all you need to do. I'm not thinking. I was thinking in AirPod. You can, if you want, if it makes your life easier. I know some people get, I don't want to say frustrated, but if you don't really want to fight the link or anything like that, you are welcome to kind of have this up there and just take a screenshot. So that's no problem. Just making to see if I had anything else on here needed to tell you, but yep, I just need to see the questions. That's it. So if you want to screenshot it and send the screenshots, that's fine. But